opposed to like you were talking for a rather extended period at the start, I'd bring Shannon in earlier somehow. Just give her a piece of whatever you're saying to talk about. Because you're standing there and I'm like, I want to hear from you. Like, who are you? Right?
Okay.
So you say a little bit, 3-5 sentences, and then you jump in. But don't make us wait more than a minute to hear from you.
Okay.
Transitions are good. I think it's balanced.
Our first one, we had to do like the now I'm going to hand it off because it was just too choppy.
Okay.
But then other than that, we tried to make it flow from
Yeah.
like what she was saying to what I'm saying, back to what
It
she's
flows
saying.
very well.
Yes.
It flows very well, and you use your posters very well. They highlight what it is you're talking about, and I liked where you pointed
Van
over
writing
here.
is just enough.
You Van and whited
Yeah.
it, and it was fine because it kept me focused on where you were in your project.
Okay, yep. Yeah, I think that they're clean, they're concise, you point them out, it's good. I made no notes to myself on this one, I was so focused on the two of you. Smile and breathe.
Yeah.
You both sound kind of
Yes.
you both sound kind of like
Yep.
stilted and scripted at this
Yep.
point, and I think what will happen
That'll
is
happen.
you have a pretty good storyline here. Now, we're
Yep.
going to get to some modifications here in a minute, but you have a pretty good story here, so I think sort of your ease in telling it will grow. You see, it feels like you're reading off something in your mind yet.
And you did create what you were gonna say. That's fine. That's fine. That's actually the way I talk. And I do a lot of public speaking, and I write it out first. And then I march around the floor, reading it until I can march around the floor and put the paper away. And
this is the
it
first
takes-
time you're off.
Yes.
This is the first time you're off notes, right?
Yeah.
I
Sara?
think your next step between now and Monday is to get those papers down to note cards. Because I know what's on the papers, and I can even see you were in the middle of a sentence and you were doing great, and then you had to stop and find where you were and then pick it up again. So I think
Rather
your
than
next
just
step,
writing, like, the bullet
yeah,
points.
is
Yes.
get to note cards so that you hit topics in your head, and then once you have the topics down, then you'll move off the note cards and you'll be fine.
A couple of details. I've forgotten, but it was at the very beginning. We talked about establishing partnerships with the local businesses. But at that point, at the beginning, you didn't tell me what you meant by partnership, and it could have been anything. So I would just want to clarify when you use a word like, what I mean by that, what we meant by that was this.
Okay.
So I know.
And on that same point, you have a great line where you say something like it's going to be easy because the businesses want to partner with us and they want to do this. And however you say it, I've now heard you say it 3 times, and every time it's the same. But this time, you missed the build-up. So it was sort of like you told the punchline of the joke without actually giving us the joke first. So why do they want to partner with us? Why is it such a great idea for them, and why is it so good? It's good because it's free. It's good because they want the business. It's good because of whatever reasons you
We're not in competition.
Yeah.
It's a small community. We're all helping each other out.
Because it's a good sentence that you have, and I know what I'm talking about. Just build it up first.
Okay.
Drag us along a little bit and then deliver it.
Okay.
And Sara, I think it was you that told us that the business didn't need to worry about rent or mortgage.
Explain that.
Tell me why.
Okay.
Because it's very unusual in a property like this that it's owned outright.
Also, you didn't tell, so something to help us grasp the concept. You are on that same point. There's no mortgage, there's no rent. Why? A, it's only a 24-room hotel. B, it's been established for 50, 60 years and there's only overhead costs left.
He's owned it for 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You also made a statement that I don't think you realized what you were saying about he has no trouble filling the rooms. If he has no trouble
Yeah.
filling the rooms, he shouldn't do anything. He's all set. So I wouldn't use that throwaway line because then he doesn't need a solo
Okay.
marketing campaign.
Are they in fact at full occupancy for a significant part of the high season?
From like July to mid-September.
So you're really trying to expand onto the shoulders so that the business ramps up more quickly at the beginning and like tapers off more slowly at the end, so that they get more space under the curve, right? Because there's no headroom. They're limited in terms of capacity. During the high season, they're actually full. Okay.
Which leads me to an issue that I had with the paper. The paper sets out that the problem that you want to solve is return customers. Okay, it's all based around getting return customers. The problem I have is you never told me why the customers don't return. So if you're going to have that as your goal, retention and returns, I better know what you're doing that's going to solve that problem. And so if in your conversation with Brian, for example, he said, you know, we don't get return customers because they don't connect with the local businesses, then you can do it. If you don't, I think you have to alter your paper a little bit. Because a judge could read it and say, well, they never solved this problem. And in your research on the hotel motel industry, I'm sure you learned that the biggest piece of retention is loyalty programs. And so without bringing up loyalty programs at all in here, there's a disconnect between hearing retention and what you're doing. So I'm a little afraid of that. And I think you might have a judge that might be.
But I think that, and I was thinking about what we talked about earlier, and then as they were presenting, and I think you can really use to your advantage what Melinda's pointing out as sort of that flaw of we don't know why they're not coming back is to say they're not connecting with the town. What you're proposing is all kinds of connections with the town.
Yeah.
I think.
So they're gonna wanna come back because they're not just coming back to stay at the Earl,
Yeah.
they're coming back to go to see the flowers bloom and all the stuff that happens in Sandwich.
You've essentially done the research and answered the question without stating the question. So I think
What is the question?
the question is why are
Why-
guests not
Why
returning?
don't they come back?
Put it in your paper.
Okay.
Even if you're,
And that's Melinda's
You don't
Let's
finish
make
that
an assumption
sentence.
that they're not
That's-
connecting.
that's-
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm concerned. That's why I'm making a face. I'm like,
Right,
How
well-
to address this?
And Melinda's the first one, because we've all read this paper a dozen times,
Right.
to say, why are they not returning? We have a fantastic solo-mo plan, I see.
yeah,
They have a fantastic plan,
Yeah.
you do.
And it
I think your
addresses
plan is
all of the
really
points
good.
they
I'm
need.
worried about the judging
but it's
process.
answering a
And I'm
question that
worried
they
about
don't
the
ask.
paper. Because if you set up, this is what we're trying to solve for, and you don't know what the reason is, you can't solve for it. So
And
state
it
clearly what the reason is.
fundamentally
and it's a
comes
disconnect
down
with the town.
to how the judge is going to judge. Is the judge going to judge on a solo-mo plan? If the answer is yes, they're fine.
Which is nicely tailored to the demographic. I mean, it came through really
Exactly.
clearly. We
Yes,
gave them a
really.
paper
Yes.
survey. We went and talked to them in person
Yep.
because these are old fuddy-duddies, right?
Yeah.
Great, perfect. I love it. You're being
know your
aggressive.
audience.
You know your audience, and you're
audience.
tailoring to them.
Yeah,
But
But if they're
if
asking,
the judge is here to look at a presentation to say,
he's like, wait a
what's
minute,
my
as a small
question?
business person, is
What's
this going
the
to solve my
solution?
problem? I mean, never mind
Yeah.
the solo
then he's
part.
not gonna get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how Houdini would get out of this. He would say, you know what, it's really not about repeat business. I don't care. I mean, we want more volume, and we want more volume not during the parts where we're full because we're already all set there. We want more volume at the edges of the season. And so basically all these things that we're doing are going to enhance the value. They're going to increase buzz on social media. We're going to get more reviews, and we're going to get more volume at the beginning and at the end of the season and extend our season essentially. And we hope that some of that will be repeat business. We think that we have some room to grow there. But the basic economics of it are, we're open during the front and the back of the season. We're not full at that time. Everything's paid for, so if we bring in any incremental revenue,
the
Right.
problem
we're
is,
getting profit.
The problem
Yeah,
is
with that.
Mahar.
yeah, but the problem is with what
I
you're
mean,
just
yeah.
saying, the entire paper not the presentation, not a problem with the presentation. It's the paper says it's all about retention. Every
It's about
part of
repeat
it.
business because Brian is
Yeah.
concerned, as I understand it,
Yeah.
that he's gotta he is filling them, but he gets nervous every year because it's not, he knows that the Joneses and the Smiths may not be coming back, it's all new people, and he'd rather have a more steady, reliable bunch of people coming in.
That's what every hotel
So
is
that's
going
what
for.
that's what his wish is,
Is
right? And
retention.
so,
But it's a disconnect
So-
with what you're doing.
but don't you think that the connection with building the
I think it's
relationship
great.
with the town?
I
is
think
better
the way
value.
they talked
Yes.
about it, I don't think you're gonna have any problem in your presentation. I think you've got an issue if the judge reads the paper.
She's concerned about the detail of the paper.
Stating the question.
Yeah.
You know,
If the judge doesn't read
Okay.
the paper, it's no problem.
Mr. Clifford, in our conversation with you, you've indicated great concern with repeat business. You know
Yes.
that there's an opportunity there, sir.
Yes.
And so, as part of what we've set out to do is to figure out how to increase the amount of repeat business, perhaps by enhancing value and creating a little bit more of a homey community type of welcoming feel. So that's what our presentation as management trainees is setting out to accomplish. So you've set the premise for us, sir. You want more repeat business to build this, and I think we've got a way to do that using Solomo and partnerships with the local community. I think we're patching it. We're patching it. I mean, this is
I actually don't think you can do it that way.
all
I
right.
think if you set up what you say in your paper, and again, we're talking about the paper, not your presentation, you did a great job with the presentation, is this guy wants to know how to build repeat business. Everything you're doing is to build repeat business. No, it's not. Everything you're doing is to build business. And so I just am really concerned about your goal being, because there's no loyalty in here at all. You can build loyalty through the connecting with the businesses. That's a great way to do it. But I think you've just got to massage the paper.
So how would you do that? What would you?
I would say that Brian told me that he believes that the reason they're not coming is because they're not connected to the community.
Right. Because why would they come back to the community?
They would come back to the community.
You have the.
Yeah.
And there's your, and now
and
you're
that's
talking
not
about.
like a major thing to add to the
No.
paper.
And
No,
those-
it's
not.
not.
Oh,
It's
terrible.
not.
It's not, but it ties up the loose
Yes.
end.
And those
that
people that
could-
we've
Yeah.
talked to,
Raise
who
that
come back
question,
over
yeah.
and over again, they come back because they love connecting with the community. These are the people who have actually made connections, and we're gonna turbocharge that.
Right. Because even Shannon says in her part, like, they want to see greater town engagement.
Right.
So
Yeah, no,
we're trying to give
I
it.
don't think it's
You are
hard,
definitely
Yeah,
trying
no,
to-
but I
definitely
think
not.
it's,
Thank you for pointing that out.
yeah, sorry.
So the repeat business, the
Don't be
people that we know that we want these people, and the people that we've talked to, or that Brian has helped us to understand, years of experience and conversations just show that the people who come back year after year are the people who connected with the community, and we're basically
build
structuring now
that.
how to
We're gonna
make
build
that more and more
Yeah.
for everybody.
So expand more on our interview.
But you have to assume that
Yeah.
you're
Maybe
thinking
he
of it as a
doesn't
given.
know.
Not
Maybe
even
we
expand,
found
but
that out by
add
talking
that
to the guests.
fact,
You need to
whether
refer
it's
that
true or not.
From
because
him.
you never did a former guest survey.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Since you
You
didn't
didn't
do a
ask the
former
former
guest
guest.
survey, you've got to have heard it from
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
But he's been, look, how long has he
Been
owned
doing this for a long time.
Like 30
25
years.
years.
Crazy amount
Yeah.
of time.
It's paid off. He's talked to everybody. He's embedded in the community. He knows about this. We're taking it from him.
Yeah.
But that's the way you get out of it. Because you don't have the data to show it exactly, but it's a premise, and you're presenting to the guys who told it to you. You are the management trainees.
Yeah.
The audience, the judge is in the role of the business owner, and you, sir, have told us
Yeah.
that based on your long experience, it is the people who are the repeat business are the people who have connected with the community. And
Yeah, that's right.
We want to
Yeah.
structurally
I love
create
it,
that
role
for you.
play it,
You
because the
can
judges
role play
are
that.
the owner.
Yeah.
You are
Even though
the
you're telling them all stuff they already
all
know,
about
but you're,
Brian.
yeah.
You know,
But they're the owner.
We've taken your conclusion
Wink,
from
wink.
long experience here that it's the people who connect, and we're gonna show you how to do that more and more using social
Yeah,
local.
not a problem to fix.
Very simple. I'm gonna go back to your last part about the costs again, because I really think you need to drive it home. You already know when you talk about there's very minimal overhead because the property is completely paid for, there's no mortgage, etc.
25 successful years, man.
Yep, it's we're able to operate with low overhead costs. And Earl pays for itself in one summer night because of an average room rate of $300 and 24
$150.
rooms. Give me something concrete instead of just saying it pays for itself. Great, what do you make in a night? $1 million? Do you make $2,000 in a night? I have no idea.
Yeah.
What is the average room cost during the high season?
It depends. Right now, right now it's like 90, but during the high season it's 150.
But that's so 150
Times
for
24.
24 rooms. You're easily making that, but give me
That's it?
something to know
I
that
would go.
you're making that.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
there's
Here's
Yes.
the deal, it's as simple as this, in the shoulder season, you make back your money in 10 days. 10 rooms booked, you make back your money. That's a nice ROI.
I think if I got the math right, 24 times 90, okay, so we're expanding occupancy at the cheap shoulders of the season, 24 rooms is 2160 revenue. Am I right?
Oh, on the shoulder season when it's cheaper?
Yeah.
I just pretended
I'm
it
just
was
on low
100
volume.
and said, that's
Yeah.
1,000.
She just
Oh,
used
there you go.
100
Yeah.
times 10.
Yeah, but every year
Make
after
it
that,
happen.
we don't even need a full
No.
occupancy.
No.
if there's a question that comes up, who's going to be responsible for this? Where's the staff? Does the staff have availability to do weekly updating? Who would that fall under? Does that fall under
Probably.
Ryan?
Oh.
But I mean, who?
Probably should.
It was your idea.
Shannon, because
Yeah.
you work there, this is plausible.
Yes,
Yeah.
but is it marketing
work there.
staff? Is it front desk staff?
Front desk staff.
Oh, so that's
So
that's
they would do it. They
Yeah.
would do a part of their regular scheduled time.
Just be able to have that
Yeah, be
in
ready
the
to answer.
back of your mind to say, who's gonna be the one updating it?
Am I allowed to say myself? Or wait, no, I'm a.
Don't say yourself.
No, the front desk.
The front desk staff knows that
Yes.
that will be part of their
Okay.
job.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
built into a
Schedule,
checklist,
yeah.
whatever.
By the way, the Cape labor market is a little weird. We have a lot of highly skilled people who are tethered in place, who have unbelievable depth of ability, and somebody working at the front desk could very well be simply working there for reasons that have nothing to do with,
That's
Good
our
job.
situation right now. He's retired, he's just doing it for
okay,
fun.
alright?
Yeah.
Or because he can't move away because
It's the
he's
Cape.
embedded in the Cape, right?
One thing, when you came in, I want you to practice your entrance a little bit, because you should come over to the judge. Did you go over to the judge?
Yes.
No.
He
I
told me,
had
he told him he was the
act
judge.
like I'm the only one
The only
here.
one.
Okay,
So-
so,
Yeah,
Yep.
they did come over,
They came.
okay, cause I
Yes.
missed that.
yeah.
So I also, if we're done with practice your exit too.
Yeah.
I know you guys have done this before, so it's
And they know it
it's
takes
the first
practice,
time.
too.
I know like Sarah put this on first and I put down mine first and then we shook your hand. Should we shake it right away and then set up, or should we do one
Distract,
shake then the
distract.
other one?
I mean, it's because there were only two of you,
It's
it's
harder.
intrinsically harder. I think that any sane-minded judge will see two young ladies carrying posters and easels
Mhm.
and not have a problem if you put something down first and then the
And then
first
like-
person comes to shake. I think,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Is
that.
that an
Same judge?
oxymoron?
Did you
Yeah.
say
Any
anything?
same
Any
judge, I don't
same
think
judge.
we,
Well,
we've seen
okay.
But
any
you
of
can
those
make,
yet.
as you're walking in and setting it up, you can make eye contact, hey, how are you, nice
Yes.
to see you, you know?
Even if
Right.
you're walking in,
Yeah, you don't have to have the
more-
handshake greeting, you can go over and
then
shake.
come and do
Something,
the intro.
acknowledge them
Yeah,
first and then.
acknowledge their presence.
Yep,
And
yep.
then if you're
Let's
just
just set
like
this
there,
down here.
You're not
Yeah.
walking blindly, right?
And then you're like,
We got it.
But see, that's what I want. I want you to smile and laugh and be
Yeah, see
happy.
that smile? peanut butter
Yeah,
and
I
jelly.
missed it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
PB and J, that's what we're gonna talk
I
about.
knew you know what you were talking about, but you were staring daggers at me.
See? You haven't improved since last week, Sara.